G'day, it's Bill here. I was talking with Matty, a good mate of mine, the other day. He mentioned that his old man has this beautiful set of RMs that he's not wearing too often anymore because they're in dire need of some TLC. So we've gone and grabbed those boots. We're going to send them back to Salisbury in the boot repair room and let them breathe some new life into these magnificent boots.
He can't actually remember when he got them, but we've sort of traced it back to when we first moved up to the country back in '81, sometime after there, so we're saying sort of maybe mid-'80s. It was more of a thing, you know, to fit in with the locals, to be part of that country sort of connection, I guess. You'd go to the neighbours for dinner, and it'd be games and whatnot, and yeah, you sort of get all dressed up in the RMs and the moleskins, and it was all sort of that era. It was a while ago he sort of said, I'd really like to get them fixed up. You know, I think he'd like to wear them a bit more. They're a great boot. Like, this is 30 plus years of boot, and they're still in good nick. It's more, you know, just a little bit of a spruce up with the elastics there, but it's mainly trying to get it maybe re-soled to get the rubber sole on there, so it gives him a bit more confidence that he can, you know, get back into wearing them again.
And so the journey begins. With the boots on board, the first port of call is the local RM Williams retail store in Doncaster.
Morning, mate.
How are you? I've just got these old boots of my father's. Just want to see if I can get them spruced up a bit of a fix-up.
Oh, I reckon we can definitely look after you here, mate. Looks like an old turnout to me with a leather sole. So I think we're going to need a re-sole, maybe get the elastics redone on these.
And after being checked in, into the box they go. The next stop after the cross-border trip is the boot repair room at RM Williams Salisbury Workshop.
The amount of pride that you take in working in the repair room is awesome. When you get some storied boots back, especially ones from mid to late 80s that have been, you know, taken such good care of, it really lights a fire under you and makes you really appreciate the role that you have at the factory. Wow. That's amazing. Customers really taking good care of these boots. They're gonna have to go in here, take the elastics out, strip them out with a knife, and then replace them after we prep the new ones. Rip this heel off, take the nails out, cut around the sole and the stitching, and then take out the welt that's underneath that. And then we've got a cork and a shank that we have to take out, and then we basically just work in reverse order, putting all that stuff back into it until it's ready to go.
And so begins the next chapter of this magnificent pair of boots. The repair process is fascinating to watch. A straight point knife is used to separate the leather from the elastics before they are fully removed and the boots prepped. Glue is applied inside the leather upper, the inners, and on both of the elastics before being expertly guided into place. A hammer is then used to ensure that no globs of glue have formed underneath the leather and that the elastics are laid flat. The boots then move to the sewing machine and the new elastics are stitched into place.
There's always a risk with repair, no matter how old the boot is, and the older that it is, the higher the risk becomes. These ones here are veal calf. There's a V stitch on the back, which indicates that they're mid to late 80s. But if the customer's taking care of it as much as possible, like it looks like this customer has here, I don't think there's that much risk with replacing the sole, I'll be honest.
The boots then move over to the workbenches where the old heel is pulled off, heel nails are taken out, the old sole discarded, and then the shank removed along with the cork. Tacks are then taken out and the back of the boot is pulled down to allow access to the inner sole so that it too can be replaced. The new inner sole is then inserted and stapled into place. Next, the boots change hands and are passed on to be welt stitched. It's a real flurry of activity as the following step sees the boots work their way down the line. The next station the boots arrive at is where the inseam is trimmed. Quality control takes place at every stage as the boots are passed along the repair line. The boots move on to a different machine where they undergo inseam beating. Next, a quick but delicate tidy up of any excess welt. A seat piece is then stapled into place. Now this is what the heel block will eventually be attached to. Every stage up until this point has essentially been preparing the boots for the new sole. And with everything done and checked, it's time for the all-important layer of cork to be added and moulded into place. Once the cork has been given time to set, a layer of glue is applied in preparation for the sole. The boots are then placed on a heat activator before the new sole is carefully placed into the correct position. Now this is where the boots really start to take shape. The next step is running the new sole over the rough rounder machine to trim the excess sole and seat piece from the boot. Once trimmed to size, the boots pass to the sole stitching machine before moving on to the all-important heeling process where the new heel block is attached. With the rebirthing of these magnificent boots well underway, I should mention that we decided to keep the original tugs as they're such an important timestamp and still in really good nick. With the heel block now attached, the boots are handed over and the cut down machine is used to trim the excess heel and any remaining seat piece to size. Then it's on to the rough scour machine to correctly shape the heel. Then the trimmer is used to shape the sides and the toes of the boots. The fine scour machine is then used to smooth out the heel. And after a series of trimmings and smoothing processes, the boots approach the end of their restoration, with the heel and sides of the sole being inked and the heel then waxed. And all that's left to do now is to give the sides of the sole a good shine before passing the almost finished boot on for socking, for cleaning, and finally to be polished and buffed by hand.
Massive difference between a leather and a rubber sole. Leather sole takes a bit of wearing in before the stain and the finish on the bottom wears off a bit, adds a bit more grip, but straight away rubber sole, more comfort, more friction on the ground, yeah, way more stable.
Well, there you go, they're done. Brand new elastics, brand new sole on there so Maddie's dad doesn't slip over. There's a saying here at R.M. Williams Repair Room that the boots leave here looking as good as old, and I tell you what, Maddie's old man is going to be so happy when he gets these back. And so it's back in the box they go. This magnificent pair of 30-year-old veal calf boots have now been fully restored to their former glory and are about to head home to Matt's dad Gary to begin their next chapter. Considering we grabbed the boots with a bit of help from Matt's mum Jenny and without Gary really having any idea what was going on, it's fair to say that this moment was a mixture of both excitement and nervousness.
So just picked up the boots from Doncaster and see how we go.
Hey, Pop.
What do you got there?
Got a little surprise for you. So, pretty sure you know, we did acquire your boots,
Yeah.
and we've actually sent them away
Right.
and got them fixed up a little bit because we know the soles weren't very good for you anymore and you weren't wearing them much, so we want to get you back into them.
Right, yeah.
So here they are.
You're joking.
Pretty keen to open them up and have a look.
Joking. Oh, man.
Hey,
Jeez.
how good do they look?
They don't ever look like mine.
They've come up right, haven't they?
Too right.
They're pretty good. Look at that. Nice new soles on there. Not slippery anymore. You'll be able to get around on them. Not bad, are they?
Oh, that's nice.
Geez, they've done a good job.
Yeah. I wonder whether they were the same boots.
Dead set the same boots.
Fantastic.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. That's cool.
What do you reckon?
I love them.
Put them back on, eh?
Yeah, too right.
Well, you did say to me,
Well, I was...
you got to wear them and they're a boot for life. Now they are. Back
Yeah.
to you again.
Yeah. No, I was skating around a little bit on because of the leather sole. That's fantastic. Thanks, mate.
Pretty cool.
Beautiful.
And with that, it's relief all around, and I reckon that smile from Gary says it all. Now for the moment of truth, as Gary slips on his rubber-soled boots for the first time, after years of wearing them with leather ones instead.
Oh, that's it. That's good.
Nice and grippy.
No, nothing there at all, is there? No, that's nice. I like that. What do you reckon? They look good, don't they?
Oh, look, Bruce.
They've even done the...
Look at the elastic.
Yeah, fantastic, isn't it?
They look like you.
Well, they feel though.
And this is what it's all about. I love the pride Matty took in doing something so special for his dad, and then to see the sheer happiness from Gary after getting his trusty old RMs back. Well, there you go, a beautiful pair of old boots, lovingly restored and handed back to their owner for a new set of adventures. Thanks for coming along on this journey with us. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned a little bit about what happens if you were to send your boots back in for repairs. For me, the most important thing to take away is what Will said early on in the piece. As long as you look after that one piece of leather upper, when you have to send your boots in for repair, they can pretty much fix everything else. So, look after your boots and they'll look after you. A resole with new heel will set you back $165. Replacement heels without the resole is $110, and to get the replacement rubber pieces, it's $55. Replacement elastics start at $55 for one, $70 for two, $105 for three, or $140 to replace all four. And although we didn't replace the tugs on this particular pair of boots, you can if yours need new ones. It's $55 for one, $70 for two, $105 for three, and $140 for all four.